morning, Mr. Thomas. Today's question is, what are the key metrics to track during the adaptation phase?
Good morning, Lavanya. Thank you for the question. So the adaptation phase, first of all, to be clear, it is a phase where the software has been decided, the software scope has been clearly, defined. The development is also completed, and now the implementation is happening. So that's the phase of adaptation phase. Um, it might appear that this phase is the least important because most of the hard work goes in when the scope is defined, the product is developed and delivered, and we may think that the adaptation phase, that is the implementation phase, might not be very big, but adaptation phase has many challenges, which in itself can cause a complete breakdown of the entire process of getting a new software. So it's very, very important to ensure that the adaptation phase or the implementation phase is happening correctly. And a few metrics that an organization can look at or track to ensure that the adaptation phase is going correctly is the first one is a snag list, I would say. Snag list is a list of enhancements, a list of changes, a list of bugs also that needs to be cleared, and whatever fine tuning that is required in the software that needs to be done when the software is delivered and it's about to be implemented. So that list sometimes can even run into hundreds, because if it's a large project and there are many stakeholders involved, there is always a need from different stakeholders on changes that are required or enhancements that are required. So maintaining a count of how many snag list items are there and how many are getting completed regularly, so this entire process of monitoring those metrics of the count of snag list items and are they reducing and how many are getting reducing, that's a good metric to keep a track of. Second one I would say is observing the trends, having a very clear dashboard, because what happens, as we've discussed in few other videos, when a new software is being implemented, the team goes through additional burden of having to move to a new software. And sometimes what can happen is that the production can go down or the deliveries to the customers can get delayed. Many things that were probably happening for a given turnaround time can increase now. Okay, so having a real-time dashboard which shows all these metrics of the production time or delivery time or procurement time or anything, any of such activities, there should be a very clear dashboard which also shows a trend, like for the last 3 years, how was the trend? And is there any dip in these values right now? So monitoring that can help the management to be prepared. And the moment they see some kind of a change in direction of these trends, they can step in and take corrective measures to ensure that there is no disruption, major disruption happening. And that's one metric. Another metric, third metric that I would recommend is having a very clear percentage dependence of old system and the new system. So as the product is being developed or the software is being developed, obviously the dependence on the old system, either the manual or old software, will be 100%, because there is no new software. But the moment there is a new software and there is a parallel run that we recommend happening, we will see that the old software or the old system dependence keeps dropping and the new system dependence keeps increasing. So having a metric, very clear dashboard, which clearly says that old dependence is about 50%, the new dependence is 50%, and the old dependence has come down to 20%, the new dependence, the software, the dependence on the new system is about 80%. So monitoring this metric over a period of time can also give them a very, organization a very clear understanding of, okay, this is the trend that is happening. We can see that the dependence on the new system is going up in so and so rate. So they will know clearly what deadline to keep for a complete transformation, the complete movement from the old system to the new system. And it's a process. It is not that they just bring in the new software and they plug and then they click on play and then the whole thing starts. No, the transformation from an old system to the new system, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot of monitoring and course correction, and that's why metrics are very, very important. And if it is done correctly, the organization will start operating in a new phase with a new operating system or a software, and operate at a much more higher level of productivity and grow much better and make more profits. So these are the few metrics that I would recommend. Thank you, Lavanya.
Thank you.